What is up, guys? Today, before we get started, I want to give a couple quick shout outs. So first off, Mind for Combat. If you guys haven't checked out this guy's channel, he's a great guy. He has a vast knowledge of both boxing and MMA, and like me, he's just looking for interaction, guys. We want to discuss stuff. It doesn't matter if it's criticism, doesn't matter if it's praise. We're just looking to interact with fellow MMA fans. So check out his channel if you haven't already seen it. Another great channel, rawmmanews videos. It's a fantastic channel. The guy is super fun, very entertaining personality. He's Irish, which helps. Honestly, it does help. Makes it that much more fun. Fantastic MMA knowledge. And last off, All Things MMA. This guy just starting off, just like I am. Great channel, just getting started though. So show us some love. All right. Getting into this video, Jon Jones versus Cain Velasquez. What the hell am I talking about? Well, let's get into it. So, as we all know, tomorrow night, Cain Velasquez versus Francis Ngannou. Cain's going to have to overcome a lot of issues here. He's at a size, strength, athleticism, power disadvantage. So a lot of disadvantages here going for him. I do feel he's going to have, obviously, the cardio advantage. Everything else is pretty much debatable. People think that Ngannou can't wrestle. I disagree with that. Offensive wrestling, obviously, Cain has the advantage. We're not getting into that in this video. I think Cain's going to win. Super close fight. If you ever heard of me talk about this one in the past, whether it be on Fights with Friends or on my channel, very, very close fight. I think Cain narrowly takes this. If he can keep it going, get into the championship round, he's going to take over. So we'll say Cain wins that fight. Jon Jones is fighting Anthony Smith. Why the hell is Jon Jones fighting Anthony Smith? Jesus, man. So, what's going to happen in that one? Well, does it really matter? Jones is better than him absolutely everywhere. He's bigger than him. He's got a longer reach. Like I can just list off every single part of MMA. He's better. The closest thing Anthony Smith is to him is in striking, and I still think Jones is better. So, wherever that fight goes, Jones just humiliates the guy. Sorry, Anthony Smith. You can't beat him. There's just no way. So, DC, who's my favorite fighter, if you guys don't know, Daniel Cormier, I sincerely hope he vacates the belt in the next, I want it to be sooner rather than later, but hopefully in the next year, at the longest. He previously was going to he was going to retire at the age of 40. He's since said that that's no longer his plan. I believe he wants some of these super fights, whether it be Jones, Brock Lesnar, which is just a circus show, but that's beside the point. I think DC's going to retire in the next year for sure. So, and especially if Cain gets in the title picture, because for you guys that don't know, which I'm sure you guys all know, you're on this channel, Cain and DC are very, very close. So, to me, with all those things happening, I see Cain Velasquez versus Jon Jones for the UFC heavyweight title. Obviously, there's a lot of variables, a lot of unknowns, but we do know one thing, and that is that Dana White likes money, and this fight is going to make a crap load of money. I think this would be the second biggest fight in history outside of Khabib just murdering that little pasty white kid. So, Cain Velasquez, Jon Jones. There's so much history in this fight. As I referenced previously, Cain Velasquez and Daniel Cormier have been teammates since the beginning. I think since DC started, at least not professional MMA training, but like maybe a year in. These guys have trained at AKA forever together. They're great pals, great friends. There's no way they're ever fighting each other. For you guys that don't know, that's not a chance. Some of you might be thinking, well, what if Cain gets there and then DC still has the belt? DC's gonna vacate or Cain's gonna fight somebody else. It's the same situation as Woodley and Askren. So what I see happening with DC vacating the belt and Cain and Jones fighting for the belt, I think DC's gonna be in Cain's corner. He's got a vast knowledge and experience of fighting Jones. Obviously gonna have Javier Mendez there. Jones is gonna have his team at Jackson Wink. Great fight. It's going to be basically talent and composure in Jones versus that pressure game of Cain Velasquez. It's going to be picograms versus AKA. Be a fantastic fight. As I'm sure you guys can tell, I'm a lot bigger fan of Cain Velasquez than Jon Jones. I'm just a fan of AK in general, and that's just because I love Daniel Cormier, so I kind of love everything he's part of. So I'm a bit of a Khabib fan, a little bit of a Luke Rockhold fan, even though he's left. But yeah, so Jon Jones, honestly, like, as much as I hate to say it, I do see him winning that fight. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be super fun, and God, I hope Cain wins. But I see Jones winning that one, being able to defend the takedowns. Jones isn't going to gas out, which is something that Cain usually relies on. Cain is fairly hittable, which is what worries me about Ngannou. And I think Jones's footwork is also extremely underrated. I mean, not that that guy's really underrated, but not many people see how great his footwork is. So keeping him at range, we all know Jones is dangerous in the clinch, and I don't see Cain being able to get him down. So yeah, that's basically it. The only question that you guys probably have is, where the hell does Stipe Miocic fit into this? And I don't know. I think the guy deserves a shot at the belt without question. He's earned it. He's a freaking part-time fighter, basically. You can't really say that, but the guy's a freaking part-time firefighter. Like, nobody else can say stuff like that that's at that level. So that's amazing in itself. So marketable, so promotable. Of course, Dana White and Miocic don't have the greatest of relationships. Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure where he fits into the title picture at this point. He should be in it. But as we know, this is becoming more of a money game rather than a sport where rankings matter, which is unfortunate, but that's the way it is. Last thing I want to say, Fights with Friends, Mike on Fights with Friends. We've done one video together, hoping to do some more. And if you guys are fans of Joe Rogan Fight Companion, and as we know, that doesn't happen every single UFC card, certainly doesn't happen on Bellator cards. If you're looking for a Fight Companion kind of video, go check out Mike's channel. It'll be in the description down below, as well as those guys who I shouted out earlier. And yeah, till next time, peace, boys.